Everyone, thank you so much for joining me in today's video where I'm going to be sharing all the little products that I've compiled after watching favorite YouTubers talk about their 2019 favorites. Now, these are products that I've already been eyeing. There was so much more makeup that I also have been eyeing and have been talked about in other people's videos, but the products that I chose for today were definitely in the forefront. Like, these were products that I have been just waiting on and for one reason or another I just had not taken the plunge to actually purchase them until now. I did start today's video thinking I was gonna love everything. What may work for one person may not work for me, and I think I kind of came to realize that. But before I get into that, please consider subscribing to my channel. I have not been posting a lot recently because of the holidays. My husband and I went back to Chicago to visit our family and friends, but I am finally back and I'm ready to kind of get back on it. I do like to post a few times a week, but I do not have a set schedule, so you want to make sure you're subscribed. Okay, sorry, I'm so done rambling here. Let's just go ahead and get into the video. So let's start off by priming our face. I'm going to use this one that Mel Thompson has been raving about for months. It's by Terry and it is called the Hyaluronic Hydra Primer. So this is how it looks, and I know usually by Terry has a lot of that rose scent to her products. This one does not really seem to have much. I kind of feel like I might have picked up, oh, I even got some on my hair there. I might have picked up a little bit too much product. I don't like to use that much primer because it can sometimes hinder how the foundation ends up looking rather than helping it out. So now I do have combo skin and it's also very sensitive, which is why I have all this redness going on right now. But because I do have that combo skin, I get oily on my T-zone, but my cheeks are quite dry. So this primer I was definitely intrigued by. Hopefully it works out for me. When I feel like I have a lot of dryness going on, I really like this one here from Hourglass. This is the number 28 primer serum. So this really helps me out. Now for foundation, I am going to use this one. So this is like a total coincidence that pretty much happened. This is from Smashbox. It's the Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I have mine in the shade 2.22, which is described as a light medium with an olive undertone. Now I have used this a few times, so I kind of have an idea as to what I think about it. The shade is actually pretty good for me. It's a little bit on the, I'm gonna put it here on my hand. It's definitely a little bit on the thick side, so that's how it kind of comes out. Right there's how it comes out. That's obviously just a little bit. Let me dispense a little bit more so you can see. So it looks a little bit thick, so I do like to apply this with a sponge. Now, the reason why this was kind of an awesome coincidence is because I had been eyeing this and I was sent to me by Influencer for testing purposes, so that was pretty awesome that I got it for free. And Tati is the one that talks about this foundation quite a bit. So it does give really nice coverage. I will say it's close to a medium. You can build it up to a full coverage if you need to. I like to just apply one full layer of this. And as you can see, actually, that looks pretty full coverage to me. I don't know why. I thought it was not a full coverage at first, but you know what, it is. And a little bit goes a long way. So do not take out too much. I'm just going to try to spread this. So this does have a matte finish, a pretty good wear time, which is awesome because it is one of their claims. And as you can see, the shade is actually pretty good, I would say. So we'll just do this other side. Now, this is already setting. This sets pretty quickly. It's actually drying on my hand right now. So you want to work kind of fast and you want to work in sections. I feel like the formula of this is more of a cream formula than an actual liquid because it is quite thick. And that's why too I recommend a sponge. So this is a little bit drying. So if you have dry skin, this is probably, I don't know if this will work for you because I am experiencing some dryness right now. I feel like it's not flattering my skin all that much, but sometimes we just have to give it a little bit of time and see. So now let's go ahead and try to cover these dark circles. So color correcting is not really something I do at all. I just haven't found a product that I feel really makes a difference. But people have been raving about this, and when I saw Glam Dr. Mona Khan mention this and the shade that she's using, I thought that might actually work. So this is the color corrector I'm talking about. It's called the Magic Vanish Color Corrector from Charlotte Tilbury, and I got the shade 310. So Dr. Mona Khan said that this shade actually works really well for her, and we are not necessarily the same skin tone. She is a little bit darker than I am, but not by much. And I feel like she has a point with using a shade like this, because the one lighter than this just seemed like it was going to help brighten the under eye, but it wasn't going to be doing a lot of that color correcting, concealing of the dark circles. So I think using something like this will color correct that, and with the concealer I'm going to apply over it, that part will brighten and conceal if I need it to be. But for right now, I am using this strictly to cover these dark circles. This is a cream formula, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger, and it feels kind of like a thick balm. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply it just by tapping it in with my finger right where I have the darkness. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to look weird for a little bit, so bear with me. There is that. Now, as far as concealer, nobody really convinced me on a concealer, and that's actually because I own most of the concealers that people have been raving about. Now, the one that I'm going to use today, I've had, but I don't think I tried the darker shade. So let me first tell you what it is. So the idea of actually using these came from Emily Noel, and she was talking about these concealers from e.l.f. It's called the 16-Hour Camo Concealer. So when I first purchased this, I got the shade Medium Peach, and this is far too light, like ridiculously light. So I know I used it, but it's one of those things that I couldn't properly judge it because of the shade. It was just not gonna work for me. So then I went ahead and picked up this other shade. This one's called Tan Sand. And guys, to tell you the truth, I don't believe and that one's actually really dark. So I don't believe I've even used this shade since I bought it. So let's go ahead and use it now. I'm gonna do like a dab of this one and see what happens. If I need to go over it with the lighter shade, we can do that. Maybe I'll mix the two actually. So I'll just do like one of each, like this pretty much. Because Emily did say that you have to be careful with this. It is full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. So let's not get overboard. And see what happens. Because this is pretty thick, I also recommend using a makeup sponge to blend this in. Is this concealing the orangeness? You can see the orange under my eyes. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna mix these. Don't make fun of me, guys. I'm seeing what works. Okay, and this is probably not going to work. Okay, actually that looks really good. So I don't feel like it gave super full coverage, but I mean, close enough. Like, I'm really happy with how this is looking. So, okay. All right, so as far as setting powder, I know I used this in one of my last videos, and this is the powder from By Terry. It's called the Hyaluronic Tinted Hydra Powder. So this one's in the shade 2, which is Apricot Light. And then I also went ahead and purchased a second one because everybody was using 2 and I wanted to use 2 as well. Well, I kind of forced this one. I bought these during the Barney's like blowout sale before they closed the doors to the public. And so they were sold out of the 200 shade. So I picked up 300, which is, it says it's medium fair, but this is really yellow. as you can see right there. I have not used this again since that day I tried it out on my video because of the shade, but I'm thinking maybe if I mix the two, it'll work a little bit better. However, I'm gonna have to save that for another day because right now I'm gonna use this one to set the under eyes. And this I bought because most of my favorite YouTubers have been raving and raving about this powder. But the one that totally convinced me was, again, Mel Thompson. She has been obsessing with this. Go ahead and use this. I'm just gonna apply it on my T-zone. Now this powder though does a really good job at making your skin look a lot smoother. It does mattify it, but I don't feel like it looks drying at all. It looks really nice. Now I haven't piled this on, so I'm usually careful, again, because I do have some dryness going on right now. So I like to just lightly dust this. Now because this foundation is very drying and it pretty much sets, I feel like it sets itself, I don't find the need to have to go in and set my entire face. I just wanted to do the T-zone because that is what gets oily. I think for now, I want to give this foundation some time to really set in and kind of melt with my skin and see if it starts looking a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you guys, when I first tried this, I really liked it. And I feel like, honestly, and I'm kind of feeling like a jerk because I already posted my review on Sephora and I really liked it, but I just think I wasn't going through a lot of dryness the days that I used this, where right now, it looks really bad. Like it's not clinging onto anything. It just looks very dry. So I think right now the best thing to do is going to be to work on the eyes. So for eye primer, I picked up this one from Fenty Beauty, and this was a 2019 favorite from Kathleen Lights. Now I love my NARS eye primer, but it is drying out on me now. I use that most of the time I do my eye makeup. So I thought I wanted to try a new one, so this one really intrigued me. Now I am noticing that this leaves your eyelids pretty tacky, so I guess I'm gonna have to set this. Here I'm just using whatever's left over from the By Terry powder just to kind of set, more so up here where I'm going to do more blending. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I really wanted to use Suspicion. Yes, Suspicion from Tom Ford. That is the eyeshadow that Jacqueline, her YouTube channel is Hey It's Jacqueline. So she talked about it being one of her favorites from 2019, and I have really been wanting to pick that one up for one reason or another. A lot of these products that I've been wanting to pick up, I just haven't gotten around to it. But my Sephora does not carry Tom Ford in store. I can always order it online, but I didn't want to wait to get that in. So instead, while I was at Sephora, I came across these from Kaja. And I remember Morgan Turner was talking about this. So I've also been really wanting to try these, and I haven't tried any. They have several different shades to select from, but I figured this one's a lot more wearable, something I will get most use out of. So I went ahead and picked up the shade Chocolate Dahlia. So this one, you get this really beautiful shimmery shade. And like I said, I have not even used this. So this is more like a topper or a lid shade, really beautiful. Then this middle shade here, that's how it looks. And this one actually feels like it's a little bit more satiny. I mean, it's a matte shade. It's just a really nice, kind of like light brown taupey shade. And then there's this other color right here. So it's our darker brown shade. It's kind of got like some grayness to it. Really pretty colors. So we'll just go ahead and do a real simple look. I'm picking up this middle shade. They don't have names, do they? No. So again, this middle shade, and I'm gonna throw this in the crease. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it all over the place. I'm gonna do the lid and the crease. By the way, I'm using I feel like my voice is a little crackly, Wayne Goss number 3 brush. Using that same middle shade, applying it here in the bottom lash line. So now I'm going to go back with this shimmery shade, and with my finger, I'm just going to go ahead and apply it all over the lid here. Oh, it's so pretty. And then we'll pick up the darker shade. I'm just going to go ahead and use the same number 3 brush. I'm just going to apply it a little bit of this color on the tip, so I can just add some depth here in the outer crease portion. And then the last step for this eyeshadow is going to be to define the bottom lash line. So I'm picking up, again, this darker shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and run it down here. I did get some fallout with that shimmery shade. So I do want to apply an eyeliner, and this is one of those that's not a new product to like the makeup world, but it is new to me, and it was, I believe, also new to Hot and Flashy. She has been obsessed with this eyeliner, and so she mentioned it in her yearly favorites. It is from Tarte, and it's called the Sex Kitten. Now she loves this because she's able to create a really effortless winged eyeliner with the tip of this, and I've got to say, the few times that I've used it, because I actually took this back to Chicago with me, the winged eyeliner applied so easily. So I wasn't really in the mood for winged eyeliner, but we'll see. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. Okay, so that was actually quite easy. The tip doesn't dry out at all, so it's really easy to just use the tip for like that detailed work. So I think that's why this works so great, and I'm really happy with this. I have to like tell my sister about it because she's always trying to find the perfect liquid eyeliner, and I think for her this will be great. Okay, I have to stop talking. But I do have a brow gel from Dior, and it's called the Pump and Brow. So I got mine in the shade 400. I believe this is the darkest one that they have, so it is pretty dark. I got this because Everyday Edit loves this brow gel, and you can see there are tiny little microfibers in here that should help make it appear that we have bushier brows, and I am always welcoming that. I do have really thick brows, but they're very hard to tame, and I do have a lot of sparseness going on, which I should be using a brow pencil or pomade or powder to help with that. But yeah, like I said, I just don't like doing my brows, so I typically always opt for a brow gel of some sort. And this one actually seems really nice. I don't know if it's gonna top my Tom Ford one because I really love the Tom Ford brow gel. But this looks really nice actually. Okay, for mascara, I went ahead and picked up this one from Givenchy. This one, Babs Beauty has like really been enjoying. And it is called the Volume Disturbia. I love, before I actually apply this, I have to like talk about the actual packaging. I am obsessed with it. It is so beautiful. It's a little weighty. It feels luxe. It looks luxe. I just really love it. The actual mascara is nice. This is how the wand looks. It's like those plastic wands. So for me, this performs okay. It's not the best, but one of the reasons why I'm not giving up on this is because I have found that most mascaras do not like immediately wow me. It actually takes a little while. We need to allow some time for it to dry up a little bit for a lot of these mascaras to give us their full potential. Right now, like I said, I'm not super impressed with it. I have been using it for a little over a week. But I thought I was going to be a lot more impressed with it, honestly. I don't like how it kind of clumps up my lashes. This actually makes it seem like I have really sparse lashes, which I don't. So this one's not new. I've actually used this in previous videos as well. but I didn't find another eyeliner I wanted, and Abby Bliss White mentioned this one. So this is from Chanel. It is the Stylo Yo Waterproof Long Lasting Eyeliner, and I'm using the shade Khaki Intense. Honestly, I started buying some of these eyeliners because of Abby Bliss White, so I figured, you know what? I'll use one of them in today's video since she did mention these as part of her yearly favorites. So now let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the face. So this highlighter, I have been wanting to get this for so long, but because I'm not the biggest fan of like really intense highlighters, I'm hearing people talk about this, and the very first person that raved about this highlighter is Morgan Turner. And it is this one from Benefit. It's called Cookie, and this is how it looks inside. So it comes in like the cardboard packaging that Benefit has like their Hoola bronzers in. They also have their blushes in packaging like this. I'm not the biggest fan of this packaging. It looks pretty and all, but it's just way too bulky. But anyway, this is about the highlighter. So I've only swatched it, and you guys, this is intense. Like, I'm a little afraid of this. So we'll see how this works. Let's go ahead and grab my Sonia G mini cheek brush. Is this too big maybe? No. Okay, I want something a little fluffy. And let's get in this. Oh, that doesn't seem too bad. Oh, wow, on camera it does look really intense. You know what? I feel like because it doesn't give off like color, it doesn't show too much of a base color to it. It's really just very glowy. So this is actually really pretty. Like I said, I've been wanting to try it, but I was kind of afraid to. Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm coming back here with more. I mean, this is quite intense. Like, it's intense, but it's not, I thought it was gonna be like scary intense. I always go too high up here. Okay. So my nose. Keep its bow. And then I need some in my inner corner. That is actually really, really pretty. Like, I love this, and I did not think I was going to. I know I was gonna like it, but I didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I do. It's like, it's where I think I can wear this pretty much whenever I want to. I mean, it's bright, very bright, but it's very pretty too. So I will wear this whenever. This is, okay, bronzer. I'm so excited to try this out. So this is also something that's not new to the makeup world. I already have one of these. So this is from Hourglass. It is one of their ambient lighting bronzers. And like I said, I already have one. That one I don't like all that much because it has a really thick white strip like right in the middle. It's kind of all over the place, but it has a real thick one where it's much more luminous on the skin than it is a bronzer. So I feel like it kind of takes away because of that. But this one here is the Radiant Bronze Light, and I feel like this is just gonna be perfect. And I got this because of Tara Lynn. And here we are, about to finally try it out. Now these are not matte, so they give a like really glowy bronze to your skin. And sometimes that's exactly what I want. So, yay. Oh, that's really nice. And I picked up a pretty decent amount. Now, I've already gone back and forth a few times, but I love how that applies. So you see this side has nothing, this side has some. Ooh, Tara Lynn, you know what you are talking about with this. Wow. This is so pretty. Oh, I love that. So now for blush, Michelle Wong has been talking about these blush color infusion blushes for quite some, oops, I still have the plastic on there. When she mentioned this as one of her 2019 favorite products, I knew it was time for me to pick it up. So I wanted the color Ginger. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in store. So I settled for Chai. And this one looks really pretty. It looks like a very subtle, like natural pinkish blush. That's how I would describe it. So let's see how this looks. I feel like this color, along with Ginger was a very light shade, but it looked more peachy, whereas this one looks more pinky. Or like rosy, I guess. Oh, but yeah, that's nice. It's for sure like one of those blushes that will look really nice with many eye looks. So the lipstick category, I decided to just go for a regular lipstick. Don't do lip liners, don't do lip glosses. I don't want to do any of that. And I went ahead and picked out my favorite lipstick of the year, which by the way happens to be a lot of people's favorites. So I kind of feel like I can't go wrong with this. And it is, honestly, it's any shade you want. So in this case, it's more about the brand, and it is Lisa Aldridge. Her lipsticks are amazing, especially the velvet ones. And I have been so in love with this one in the shade Decade. I love this. It's a really dark, kind of a chocolate shade, but it's not too brown, and it's not, I don't really know how else to describe it. It's just perfect. It's just perfect, and I love it. So this is what I'm gonna go for today. Very nice and creamy. They last a really long time. They fade beautifully. I love these. And the packaging and the actual bullets of this, it's like, it's just too beautiful to ignore. All right, so just really quick, I'm gonna do like a super fast rundown of all of these products. I'm gonna let you guys know what I did love and what I didn't so much. So far the primer from By Terry, I mean, it's a primer, so I'm gonna have to test this out a little bit more to really determine how I feel about it. So far it was fine. I'm really happy that it didn't have that rose scent that a lot of the By Terry products have, just because I do have really sensitive skin, and so I didn't want to risk that, you know, causing any type of reaction. I will have to keep you posted on that. As far as the foundation, today I hate this foundation. If you would have asked me last week, I would have said I love this foundation. So honestly, if you're going through like dryness at all, if you're treating acne, I do not recommend this. Only use this maybe if you're normal to oily skin, or make sure you exfoliate really good before applying something like this. I don't know. Today, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This corrector, I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit more as well. Honestly, this shade, I mean, it's a straight up orange, like a bright orange shade. So I guess that it is too dark for me. I just felt like the peach one was too light, and I've tried products that are like peachy correctors, but I feel like they don't help me at all. So I was really excited to try this, like really excited, and I don't think it's gonna work for me. Concealers, I mean, they're fine. I like the coverage. It's not, to me, it wasn't super full coverage. Now that's not something that I personally mind, because I do like concealers that give some coverage, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing a mask. So I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of up in the air about these concealers. It's something I'm gonna have to keep you guys posted again in some time. As far as the powder, I feel like Mel Thompson is honestly the powder queen. So any recommendation of hers when it comes to powders, I take very seriously. So this specific shade, which is Apricot Light, I really do like for the T-zone, and I figure I could probably use this as well for my entire face, but I am going to try to mix it in with this other really yellow toned one and see if I can make those two work, because I mean, I have that other one already, so I might as well try to really make it work. Now this eye primer, I think it's gonna be really great. I mean, I've only had on my eye makeup for like, what, 20 minutes maybe? So right now I'm not exactly gonna know how well it does with helping with the eyeshadow longevity or like even like the intensity, because the shades or the eyeshadow colors that I use today is nothing too bright where I really need the colors to stand out. So I'll try it with other eyeshadows, but so far I like it. I love that it's tacky, but I do recommend that you do at least set this portion up here where you're going to be doing more of that blending so it looks a little bit more seamless. These eyeshadows, I really like this. Yeah, I really like these. I love the concept, is really cute. I'm happy with this. I'm really happy with the shade selection in here as well. I feel like it's very wearable. This eyeliner from Tarte is the bomb. This is amazing. I honestly, what is up with this hair? Jeez. This is really nice. It's really black. It's not drying at, like, the tip never dries. Really, really good. Very easy to use. Loved that so much. Now, what else did I use? The mascara, like I said, I don't love this. I don't. I feel like mascara is one of those products it really depends on your eyelashes. I've heard other people talk about this and really like it, so it's just probably not for me. But like I said, I am gonna, you know, give it some time, see if maybe once it starts drying out a little bit more, it'll work a little bit better on me. But as of right now, I'm more wowed about the packaging than the actual mascara, and that's not right. So for my brows, so far this is really, really good. It's nice because it's cheaper than the Tom Ford one. I don't know if I like it quite as much as my Tom Ford. I'm just obsessed with it, but I am a sucker for Tom Ford, so it could be that. This highlighter, you guys, oh my gosh, it is so nice. Like, I mean, I had a feeling I was gonna like a lot of these products and like really love them, but this highlighter I did not think I was going to love as much as I do. So that was really nice. And then the bronzer, finally got this and I'm happy with it. It's a really nice color. I think it complements my skin tone very well. It did a really good job at warming up my skin. And you know what a bronzer is supposed to kind of do? I love that it has like that radiance to it as well. Really, really pretty. Hourglass has a really nice formula when it comes to their bronzers and their blushes. You just have to select something that's going to work good for you and your skin tone. And then lastly is the blush. This one's nice. The formula is nice. It applies beautifully, and I can see why Michelle Wong is obsessed with this. She has some really beautiful bright colors in this formula as well. So maybe in the spring or summertime, if I see one that I'm kind of feeling, I'll probably end up picking one of those shades, but definitely Ginger is gonna make it into my collection one day. Alright guys, that is it as far as today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. And while you're there, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.